So I'm here with the founder and head consultant of Football Accelerator, Paul McGuire. What made you start Football Accelerator?
Well, it probably came about because, I've been in the football industry all my kind of adult life now, since the year of 18 years old really, all the way up to now, being 37, and, lots and lots of people asking me for advice, help, guidance. Can you get me at this team? Can I play for that team? Paul, can you advise me on all kind of things in terms of the football industry? So I just thought maybe it's time now to kind of formalise it a little bit, create not necessarily a business out of it, but create a kind of a programme where we can formalise what's going on, track it and really help people, really benefit them and add a lot of value.
Now, obviously, age range is between 15 to 25-year-olds. Mm-hmm. If I'm a 15-year-old wanting to come into the Football Accelerator, what are the three main factors that you'd say about being a client?
Well, I don't know about three, it's probably a lot, but I'd say the main factors are, we're here to provide mentorship and tuition. That's what it is. So we're not saying we're here to make you a pro and all this kind of get trials here, there and everywhere. We're not saying that. What we're saying is it's about mentorship and tuition to develop you as an individual. So that's socially, mentally, physically. So you've got to really understand that that's what the process is. It's a course, it's a program. With that said as well, it's important to understand that you're going to be held accountable. So there's going to be a lot of practices, accountability practices we like to call them, where the onus is placed back on the person, on the player, to develop and improve, and and it's going to be up to them then what they take from it. So this can work, absolute wonders for people, or people can just kind of bin it and not do enough. So that's the beauty of it really. It's going to place emphasis on the young people.
Now, if that 15-year-old wanted to have aspirations of playing in the USA or Australia, what type of package would you recommend for him?
Well, if you're talking about a young person, specifically a 15-year-old, then it's going to be a lengthy process. They're not going to be able to do that straight away, and that's probably where the Football Accelerator is perfect, really, because it's not a quick fix shop, if you like. It's a lengthy process of mentorship and tuition. So if you're a young person and that's your dream to do that, then by becoming firstly an introductory level client, where we can get to know you as part of the Football Accelerator family, but then becoming a base level client will be really important, because as a base level client, which you'll do a lot of stuff where you become more visible to us and more visible to people around the world, and you start building up some packages and some videos and some things. So if you're a young person, your aspirations to go abroad, then you need to start at the beginning really, and let us slowly but surely get you there.
Are these your main playing links in Australia and USA, or do you have other options elsewhere?
Well, for the play abroad package, there's lots of options. Most notably, USA and Australia are where our main links are. I've been working at this now for 6 to 12 months, forging and creating the links, because that's the key thing really. A player over here just can't get on the phone and ring up a club in Australia and get anywhere. They need us to do it. They need us to hold their hand and guide them through the process and almost do it for them. That's what we've done. We've had several players go abroad from some of our partner clubs, and it's been done, with us indirectly and directly helping. So I would say, the main links are USA and Australia, but we've also got links in India. Indian Premier League would be a great place for players to go and get some real experience, playing and cultural, spend some time there, try and develop and hone their skills in a different style of football. I think it's critical for young people in England maybe now to understand that, the world in essence is getting smaller, and to go to different places to play your football is a very viable option.
Yep. So obviously if you want to be a client, do you have to purchase the introductory package?
You don't have to. You could go straight on to being a base level client, or a play abroad client. But I think to begin with, the introductory client package is probably wise for everyone really. For a really small fee, like an admin fee we call it, it's only £5, Great British pound. Just a little bit more if you're talking euros. But for a very small fee to become an introductory client gets you kind of feet under our table really. You do still receive your downloadable workbook. You have some accountability practices to do. You engage in a kind of email consultation, and it gets you in the door really. So introductory package is available for anybody around the world. So whether they're from the northwest of England, or whether they're from Ghana or Australia or the Middle East, it doesn't matter. You can still purchase the introductory client package and get your feet under our table really.
Now at the start of that answer then you mentioned the base level client. How long is the base level package and what does it include?
Well, the base level package lasts for 12 weeks. Okay, so basically what it includes is it's your downloadable workbook, which has a lot more detailed accountability practices in there. So you're going from self-appraisal, which is looking back at your football career. You're talking about evaluating what you want to do, so your vision, your future, where you see yourself in 2 years' time. You're talking about what you think your strengths and weaknesses are in football. Then going on from that, you go live and you start creating your Zoom conference call accounts and your YouTube channel, where you will upload player bios, your live football CV, your personal introduction. So lots of things going on here, and you're only 1 or 2 weeks in really, which is great. Then you're going on to training modules, where there's kind of 8, 9, 10 live training drills and practices that you will perform. Some of them are on the YouTube Football Accelerator YouTube channel as we speak, where people can have a little look at what that's about. So you download your training module workbook, you perform your tasks, you load them to your YouTube channel, and it gives us a fantastic kind of visual outlook of you as a player. Then you get your video modules as a base level client. Lots of opportunities there to receive some information, to look at some little snapshots of the player board packages. You do some one-to-one calls on Zoom with our consultants. Look, a hell of a lot of things going on as a base level client that hopefully, if you take all the benefits from it, can improve you and develop your chances of accelerating your football career really.
Well, you mentioned obviously training modules on YouTube. I've seen them, they're very good, standard. Also what caught my eye was the player profile packages. Is that something you offer within Football Accelerator?
Yeah, the filming of matches we do, so that's amongst our ecosystem of our products. The match analysis package, so that's where some of our editors and our film guys, our media team, go and film you playing football. Whether that's like I say, 15-year-old or 25-year-old, we can film and create a professional match highlight package, which is really important really, because nowadays just to talk a good game is not going to work. People need to see it. So for example, one of our partner clubs, Manchester Central, had an excellent young player, Josh Frith, who bagged kind of 18-20 goals before Christmas. He used that kind of footage of all his goals to kind of get himself to the Brisbane Premier League in Australia really. So I think good young player, but I think the match highlights really helped him there. So yeah, if we can go around the country and film, our media team can film some match packages for people and cut them, edit them, because that's important really. The editing suite alone it costs thousands of pounds to do. To purchase, which we have, our media team has. So to edit and evaluate and do things like that with the match analysis, it's a lot. So you're talking, originally it was £750, but I think that's been reduced now to 500. So it's quite cheap really for what you will get, because you would use that match highlight package to showcase yourself to teams, to coaches, to players, certainly to like colleges and other clubs. Again, it adds to your live football CV, which is one of the USPs of the Football Accelerator.
So obviously to get there, you've got to start somewhere, and you're in the introductory package. You complete a workbook, is it?
Yeah, even as an introductory client, which is the kind of starting point for many people. You complete the workbook. I think there's 5 key steps that you perform. Workbook, self-appraisal, go live task, and then that ends with a kind of progression planning and a one-time email consultation, and it allows us to see if that individual wants to progress further with the Football Accelerator. The introductory package is available worldwide. It's available to anybody, and for the kind of really small admin fee of kind of £5 Great British pound, it's your foot under the table. So yeah, they'll perform a workbook the same as any of the other base clients would.
And what is included in that workbook? Whereas you said YouTube, do they have to create an account of themselves?
Yeah, even as an introductory level client, they will create a YouTube channel and they will start the very first processes of uploading some live content to that. So that does drag a lot of people out of their comfort zone, and that's exactly what we're looking to do here really. If someone's not particularly comfortable of filming themselves and talking on camera, then how are they going to play in front of 10, 20, 30,000 people in a football match? So part of this is not just developing as kind of a football player, it's developing as developing your character and as a young person. So all the little accountability practices will help with that.
Now you mentioned worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
The international package, is that for worldwide players?
Well, yeah, the international package is a really, really interesting one. So that's not available in the UK. International package is available for everyone outside of the UK, so worldwide. Even this season, we've had players from Ghana, Sierra Leone, everybody come into some of our partner clubs and who have received, them lads have received international clearance and have gone on to play competitive league football in England. So yeah, the international package, again, in terms of Great British pounds, is I think £99. And that gives them a kind of 4-week mentorship and tuition program. Again, downloadable workbook, again, accountability practices, again, different things about the training programs. But for them, it's critical that they also get a lot of advice around coming to England, receiving international clearance, and actually coming here to play competitive league football. That is what we do. That's what we've done for countless individuals this year, and that's almost, you like to say, money can't buy offer, because not many places would allow you to do that. It's a challenge, it's difficult, it's troublesome, but we do it and we've done it really successfully. So some of the examples of that will be highlighted within some of the video modules on the international package. So yeah, it's for people outside the UK as far and wide.
I mentioned international clearance. Mm-hmm. Is that part of the additional benefits of being an international client?
Well, it is, as long as you can get yourself here. So really what we're looking at doing is explaining the pathways and possibilities. So if you're young individual from Ghana, which we have, and you've got family maybe in the UK and you can get over here and you can do your short stay visa, we can then help you, get you on the pitch, help you with international clearance, and get you actually playing competitive league football. Because look, just playing in little development games and trial matches does not get anybody anywhere. You need to play competitive football. As part of the international package, that's exactly what we assist with.
Not only is this programme open for the male footballers, mm-hmm. does it also target the female footballers as well?
Yeah, absolutely. This is open to male and female players. The mentoring and tuition works equally well for both. Certainly the girls' game is growing massively, and it's a really viable product now for young girls to get into. It didn't used to be maybe even just 5 years ago, but now options for girls in football is equally as good and equally as many as boys. So certainly by becoming maybe a base level client as a girl, and then maybe progressing into the player board possibilities. In terms of the contacts we have in America, certainly college level football and stuff, soccer as they'd call it, that opens up and works really well for girls. So yeah, open to boys and girls, yeah, absolutely, male and female.
Now, ever since the World Cup, for the Female World Cup, participation levels have increased, and in America, they have a massive female soccer base. How would you assist a female soccer player wanting to go abroad?
Well, look, it worked the exact same as the lads, really. The beauty of us in purchasing a play abroad package is that, again, you're now on the radar of all the partners that we've got in America. So you're talking academies, colleges, universities. That's what I've been doing for 6 to 12 months, as I've said earlier. Forging them links is difficult, and it takes trust, and it takes a lot of effort. So we've got them now. I have them now. So we can pick up the phone tomorrow to one of the best colleges in America and showcase them our players. Now, the critical thing to understand there is a fee. There's always a fee for joining a college or university in America, and rightly so. But by becoming a Football Accelerator client, that can be seriously reduced, because not only have you paid us initially to become a client, but we're also building up your package, building up your profile to showcase you to the head soccer coaches over there. So I have agreements in place with them. They agree that they can do scholarships. So the more talented you are as a footballer, the cheaper it becomes. the better you are educationally, the cheaper it becomes. So that's my plan. My plan is not only to develop you kind of as a player, but get you on the right educational pathway if you go into America, and make it as affordable as physically possible. That's our job, and we know how to do that.
Now, you mentioned education. Is that part of the opportunities that Football Accelerator opens up outside of football?
Yeah, I think so. We have a lot of partners that I personally work with. Certainly in and around, you got your fantastic organisations like UCFB, which a lot of our young people are really interested in going to. You got other places like GMEG Sport and other online degrees. Lots. You got SCL who provide pathways as people get a bit older. Maybe not playing so much now, but going on to education and coaching. So we've got all that. So it's probably really important to stress here, this is a Football Accelerator program. It's not just becoming a player or be a pro and all that stuff. It's accelerating your football life. So if that's in and outside of playing capacity, then that's what we want to do. I myself, I'm an A licensed coach, and I got into the coaching really early due to a kind of serious knee injury. So coaching is a very viable option for a lot of these young people. Yes, we want to get you playing. Yes, we want to try and make you a player as high as you can be. But look, the coaching and things like that and the football industry is critical. So if we can get you on some courses, get you on some educational pathways, explain to you and show you them opportunities, I think that's going to be really valuable to a lot of people.
All right. And obviously, as a client, how would the Football Accelerator help the client in terms of when they go over to USA or Australia? Would they be independent in getting themselves jobs, or?
So you're talking the Play Abroad package here now again, aren't you?
Yeah.
So on the Play Abroad package, look, we're a well-rounded entity for that. Now there's a lot of companies doing it. Let's be honest, a lot of companies providing opportunities and Play Abroad and all this kind of stuff. Lots and lots doing it. We kind of like to think that we know the pluses and the minuses of what they're all doing. We've had players go through our networks to work with some of these companies, and some have done some parts of it very well, but some parts of it very sloppy. So we're trying to learn from their mistakes really. So if we have a player that goes over abroad, we're not just waving them off and see you later, never speak to them again. We're going to help them and hone their experience there. So we would help with employment, we would help with pathways. It's not just leaving them stuck with that team where they don't feel like they're going anywhere. We would help them. That would be arm's length, because they'd now be thousands of miles away, but we would help them throughout their entire process. So we consider a Football Accelerator client to be almost like a client for life really. So we will help them continually.
All right, Paul, thanks very much for joining us.
Okay, no problem, thank you.
Cheers. So we're here with Paul McGuire, founder and head consultant of Football Accelerator. What made you start this?
Good question. Probably my love of football really, and my love of wanting to help people progress in the game. Difficulty for me was I do a lot of things involved in the football world. My full-time job, running a football club in itself, doing lots of different things in and around the game of football, coaching, managing. I get a lot of things asked of me, certainly advice and help and support, and it take up a lot of my time. So we've kind of had to formalise it really and try to turn it, not exactly an out-and-out business as such, but turn it into a product or a program where it could all be kind of brought together really.
If I was going to be a client, what are the three main things you say to me about being a client for Football Accelerator?
Well, what I'd say is we're here to help. So first of all, it's assistance. It is unique, and it's a tuition and mentorship program. Now people can take tuition and mentorship in many different ways. So I'd say first of all, it's we're here to assist. I'd also say it's you get what you put in. So if you really want to be supported through this program, we've got lots of kind of unique ways to do it. What I like to call accountability practices, which puts the emphasis back on you. So you've got to be wanting to do it. And then really it's how far can you go? It's what do you want to do? Because obviously football, although it's a challenge to progress in, it's a big wide world out there, and the world's getting more accessible to everybody. We've proved that with some of the players that we've had through our midst and have gone on to play football abroad and stuff. So I think it's a big wide world out there, and you do need your hand holding sometimes. If it was you yourself, I'd be saying, look, let us support you and get you where you want to be, give you some fresh ideas and see where it takes you.
Right. And if you were a client wanting to play abroad in USA or Australia, where would you send them?
Well, you're talking specifically about play abroad package there, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you want to play abroad, then we have some fantastic links. It's what I've spent a lot of time doing over the last kind of 3 to 6 months, forging opportunities and pathways abroad. Because, a lot of people do it, a lot of companies do it. Some do it okay, and some do it pretty poorly. And there's some good ones out there. So, we'd like to say that I'm kind of learning from the failings of most and from the good parts of most. So yeah, we'd look to send people to colleges in America. We've got some fantastic links. So when on becoming a client, you get one-to-one briefings from me about the options. Probably wouldn't want to give away the formulas too soon, but we've got some direct links with colleges that do fantastic in the football, soccer, as they say, football world over there. We've got all the YouTube videos, we've got all the clips, we've got all the behind-the-scenes stuff for our clients to watch. So yeah, fundamentally in America, you're probably looking at coupling up football with education. But not to say it's only that, by the way, because a lot of football clubs in America and full-time clubs and good semi-pro clubs, and they're just looking for players, people to get a job and play football, just like in England. So that's the American vibe. Australia has a similar slant really, but Australia, you're not really looking at doing education over there, you're looking at playing for a team. So we've got lads currently who've played in on the Gold Coast and played in the Brisbane Premier League. Lads that are doing really well and enjoying themselves. So Australia's probably more football with a bit of work bolted on. So obviously both underpinned by visa applications and all that kind of stuff. So different options, but look, it's not limited to Australia and America. It's not. We've got a fantastic partnership in India. So look, in opportunity to go over in India, play in the Indian Premier League, play some football, get a bit of social kind of interaction with people over there and come back. Look, it's big, as we said, it's a big wide world out there. People want to go and play some football abroad, they can do it, but they need a bit of support and guidance and help to do so.
So obviously, if you first want to start out as a Football Accelerator client, you'd have to go on to your website and purchase the introductory client package.
Yeah, it's one way of doing it. You don't have to purchase the introductory package. You could go straight into a base level or a play abroad or something, but probably I'd encourage everybody for an extremely small fee, admin fee as we call it, which covers some little costs to produce what we have done. You're talking like kind of £5 really if you're UK. Just over that if you're talking in euros and stuff. So for an extremely small admin fee, you're looking at getting yourself in the Football Accelerator family really and being part of something. So you have a very simple aspect of the workbook to do. You go live with a couple of tasks, you get some emails with us, and basically you get on our radar really. So yeah, for a very extremely small fee, anybody around the world from anywhere, you're talking Asia, the Americas, Europe, wherever, it doesn't matter, Middle East, you can become an introductory level client and just get in the mix of what we're doing and then go on from there.
Now, I've seen on YouTube client packages, like player profiles. Is that something you offer at Football Accelerator?
Yeah, we do. We found that massive to what we've done over the last season, certainly, is film all matches. Certainly for the clubs that we are at and work with, we film the players to create highlight packages of their ability. Now that has certainly helped. Most notably we had an excellent young player with us, Josh Frith, who bagged a lot of goals for one of our partner clubs, Manchester Central. And it probably goes without saying, the highlight package we put together for him with 18, 20 goals on it, probably what got him his move to Australia really. So yeah, we do offer match video in and match analysis packages. Again, not the cheapest thing in the world. It should be like £750, but we've brought that right down to 500 so we can, get a bit of learning and get some done. So yeah, that's where we come. We film the matches. We do some one-to-one debriefs. We importantly edit it and cut it and do all the stuff on the kind of Premiere Pro software. Even the software alone costs thousands of pounds. So for anyone to do it, you can't just do it. It takes a lot of money and investment and time. So we film matches. We edit it, we compile a package together, and I tell you what, it's really, really good thing to have certainly for a young player. You know, you're talking maybe between the ages of kind of 16 and 21, because you can use that then. You can show that to clubs, you can show that to colleges, you can show that to teams abroad, and there's nothing like actually seeing something in the flesh other than just talking a good game. We need to put some highlight packages together and show them a good game. So yeah, highlight packages are key.
You mentioned a workshop in the introductory client. What are the steps you do to complete that workshop?
Workbook it is, yeah, probably not clear on some of the things to say. So it's a workbook. So you download the workbook, and there's kind of like 5 steps to progress through it. So you're talking the self-appraisal, where you kind of go back over your football career over probably the last 4 to 5 seasons, and you write the teams you played for, positions you played, appearances, achievements. So you go through all that. You go through your visions and what you wanna do in football, where you see yourself in 2 years' time. So we've got all that kind of information. Then you go live and do a personal introduction, which gets uploaded to your YouTube channel. And then obviously it's given us a visual database of you, and obviously talking now, maybe talking in 6 and 12 months time. So there's all them kind of aspects. You watch a couple of video modules, which give you some ideas and clues of where this Football Accelerator can take you. And then it ends really with us evaluating it, seeing what you're about, seeing what we can maybe offer you further, and sending a couple of emails to say what we do next. So that's what an introductory client package looks like really.
Yep. Also, if a player wanted to go abroad and they came to you, what would be the first package you'd expect them to purchase?
If they wanted to go abroad now, I'd be saying international package would be critical for them. Play abroad package would be critical for them, because it takes quite a long time to do. So if you purchase the play abroad package, it means that we can sensitively and take our time in finding out what would be best for them. Because it's no good someone saying, oh, I want to go and play in the MLS, and you know, we need to evaluate them. We need to watch them, we need to see what they're about, we need to see what their experience in football is, their background. You know, we need to do a lot of work to get them where they want to be.